What's up, ladies? I'm sitting here with your very own studio manager, Stefanie Ortega. We're going to talk about how she went from couch potato to fitness enthusiast.
Yeah.
So the big question is this: how were two women who didn't cheat and purchase a gym franchise model, how were they able to spread their mission and purpose by empowering and transforming hundreds of women's lives through fitness, nutrition, mindset, and accountability with a micro gym business model of women only? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. We are LadyStrong Fitness.
When you first came to us, was it 4 years ago? 2016?
Yeah.
4 years, that's crazy, right? And you were 16 years old.
Yeah.
So
16, 17.
17, something like that. And you are now 21.
21.
Considered legal now. It's crazy. But
Yeah.
when you first came to us, it was both you and your mom. Kind of explain to the audience, what was Stefanie like then at the age of 16 in comparison to where you are now? Kind of paint a picture for them.
Yeah. Well, I think some of you know my story already because I always tell you guys. But when I first started at Midwest, right?
Yeah.
Midwest.
Yeah.
Honestly, before finding Midwest, it was just, just being at home all day. I was actually really, really depressed as a teenager, just because, being a teenager as it is, and having body issues, being overweight. It was just a lot. So I struggled with my mental health for a while, actually, and that's actually what got my mom into looking for things, and I tried it all. I tried karate, swimming, soccer, and
Nothing worked.
Nothing. I was like, I don't like to do it. So, and it wasn't because I was lazy. It was just I hadn't found anything that I liked. So I was like, I don't want to try it. So she goes, okay, I found this place. You're going to really like it. And I'm like, nah, you go. I'll stay behind. So she went for her first class by herself. And then she comes back. She's like, you're going to love it. You have to go. And I'm like, okay. I was like, okay, I'll go. So I went, and after class, I'm like, darn it, she was right. I did like it. So then we signed up afterwards, and it only took, it took a couple of years, actually. I didn't really start getting into wanting to do fitness for myself and everything till I actually came back this last year. So I was with you guys for 2 years, and I was doing it, and I did actually lose weight because we did a 6-week challenge, and it was like, oh my gosh, but it wasn't too major as my most recent one, So that's what kind of started getting me into it. But before, I was just, depressed. And I always tell these guys, I'm like, had I not found Midwest when I found her, when my mom found it, it's bad, but honestly, I don't think I'd be the person I'd be today, or if I'd still be here. It was bad. It's like, I always tell you guys, you saved my life.
Yeah, it's a testament for sure. So I want to ask you, what was it that you liked about it? You said you had tried everything, karate, nothing worked, but when you did finally come in, what was it that was like, this is it? Is there something in particular that you finally felt like this was meant for Stefanie?
Well, the first thing is it's all ladies, and that first class, I remember, and it was with Coach Tiff. It was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing my thing and nobody cares, nobody's looking. You're new, but at other gyms, everybody's looking at you. And even to this day, I sometimes go to the gym and I'm like, oh my gosh, people are looking. But that was the first thing. And then the second thing was I found something that kicked my butt. I came out of there not defeated. I was like, oh my gosh, that was so hard. And then in the car, I was like, oh my gosh, that was so hard. I loved it. It was that pump, that you feel after every class. Oh my gosh, I kicked my butt, but you feel so much better. You feel energy afterwards.
Right. So when you came to us, you came as a member, and then you stuck around for 2 years. Before you left, you came on board as an employee. You left for about a year and came back.
Yeah.
You came back.
I did.
You couldn't get enough of us.
No.
So for those of you that don't know, Stefanie went to cosmetology school. She successfully completed that. And then she found, after pursuing that, did you find there was still something missing you know, as far as your goals or your endeavors, like what promoted you to come back?
So honestly, I went to school.
Mm-hmm.
I went to school, I finished that, and I was working in that industry. And then you guys reached out to me.
Mm-hmm.
You guys
That's right.
reached out to
we
me.
did.
And I told my mom, I was like, Mom, the first time they came into my life, like they changed me, you know, and they saved me. And then people don't come back into your life just randomly. You know, it's for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
At least I believe.
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
And I was like, I was meant to do something here. Like this, they're coming back into my life for a reason.
Right.
Like I was meant to do something here. And then I was like, you know, go for it.
Yeah.
You know, she was, and I kind of felt bad because I was like, I just went to school and I'm not even doing what I was, you know,
right,
studying to do. And she's like, a lot of people don't do what they're doing.
Right.
But you know, if you know like what's your thing, and I knew whatever I did, whatever career I had, it was something that had to do with helping people. Like I knew it was something like that. So hair was, you know, making people feel better about themselves, looking better. And then here it's like transforming their lives. I'm like, this is it. Like,
yeah. Speaking of transforming lives, when you left us, you put on some weight. So, and we're actually going to show Stefanie right now her before and after. So now that you guys, now you guys see Stefanie's before and after. Tell me, Stefanie, when you left us and you put on that weight, about how much weight did you put on, and how did that happen? After you left us, putting on that weight, and then when you came back to us.
I left you guys. I remember I was weighing 180. So in that picture, I was like 215. So that's like 40
Wow,
pounds.
that's crazy. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And it happens like that, you know, like you're busy with school or life, whatever it is, and like you just go about it, and before you know it, you don't fit into your pants. You're buying. It was just bad. I can tell you guys the backstory of that picture, though. I know what that story is.
Okay, so tell that story.
Okay, so that day I had gone to buy pants for school because we had to wear all black. And I went to go get pants, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't fit into the size I thought I was.
Right.
Guys, I was a size 16, which is not bad, right? I mean, like people are that size, that's fine. But like for me, that was just like a big difference.
For sure.
Last was. So I was a size 16, and you know, my partner in crime, Melanie, was obviously there with me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Melanie, I literally cried in the dressing room. Like, this is so embarrassing. You know, like how do you, I don't know, how did I let myself go? You know, like that. And I went home and I literally, you know, took everything off. I'm like, Melanie, take this picture. And I'm never gonna look at this again, but you know, this is gonna change. Like this is it.
That's
like,
crazy.
This is it. And then
this is the first time I've heard this story.
Really?
I had no idea that that's how that picture came about.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that you know the backstory to that before photo, and then let's talk about the after.
Okay.
So you found us again, and you came back. You got back into your rhythm of things.
Yeah.
How much weight was that you had lost, and what time frame? And you know, give the ladies a picture of what that looked like.
So that picture was April of 2019.
Okay.
And then the after picture was April of 2020.
So a year.
A year to the dot, like 3 days difference. And it was such a coincidence that I went back to look at that picture because I was like, I think I have that picture. So the after picture, we had just finished the macro challenge we did during quarantine.
Yep.
And we were just taking pictures, and because we had to send them in, you know, to like check your weight and everything. And I was like, I keep pictures of everything. Every time I restart my journey, right, I have pictures of it all because I was like, I know this is like, it's gonna be a difference, right? So I'm like, I think I have pictures of like myself like from before. So I went back to look, and then I found the picture. I put them side by side, and I was like, oh, holy crap.
That's crazy. I remember, Stefanie, when you sent it to me, and I didn't believe it. I didn't, honestly, when you guys look at it, you could swear, if you didn't know this person, that it was Photoshopped.
Right.
But it was drastically different. And what do you contribute to that weight loss once you came back in? What was the biggest success for you of losing that weight and keeping it off?
Honestly, the biggest thing, and I think I said this in my intro video, like get to know me more, it's not to like stress out about it, because I would always be like, okay, I have to eat this, weigh myself every morning or like twice a week, and then you just don't see it come off, and you're just like, oh my gosh, and then you actually see the numbers go up, and you're like, oh my God, what am I doing? So you get frustrated. You're like, I'm done, you know? But I was just, you know, doing my daily things. I knew what I had to eat. I was like, because I know what I have to do, but if I don't want to do it, I don't do it, right? So I was like, I know I have to do my breakfast, lunch, dinner. Biggest thing, water. Always drinking water. And honestly, and I didn't change my diet like, you know, 360. It wasn't like, okay, I'm on keto or vegetarian again. It was just, I eat what I eat, portion
control.
I don't eat like, Hispanics like to eat a lot at night, like 10 o'clock or 12, you know. I would eat my dinner because I got home late from the salon, because I was still at the salon, but I got home late. I would eat my dinner at 10 and that would be it. And then, so breakfast, lunch, dinner, a lot of water, a lot of moving around, because like I said, like you said, the couch potato thing, just wanting to sit down, but it's like, no, I have to be active. I have to do stuff, whether it was reading, whether it was in the kitchen, like cooking or doing something, always moving, you know, not just sitting down watching TV. But I mean, I've never been a big TV person, but you know, just like keep moving, keep active. Sure. That was the biggest thing.
So it's just the minor things that ends up making the biggest drastic changes. And I want you guys to take notes on that, because I think some people, when they start a new fitness routine or journey, they figure they have to change everything. Right. It's not like that at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And to enjoy the journey.
Yeah, for sure. Know? Yeah, don't beat yourself up. We are our worst critic, and we always say give yourself and your body some grace. I do want to mention that we do consider you a fitness enthusiast because a lot of women can now relate to you. You've been through your own journey, and to see you come out on top is a huge compliment to what you've been through in the last year. So if you had to give anyone advice that's tuning in, that's maybe new to LadyStrong Fitness, or maybe that's just came in passing of this episode, what would your advice be to them?
My advice I give everybody, just take it one day at a time. You know, don't rush it, because this is a journey. It's not a race. It takes time, you know, and to not stress out about it, because when you keep thinking about something constantly, it's like always on your mind, it doesn't change. But once you're like, okay, I'm gonna, you know, let things fall into place, I know I'm doing everything correctly, and then you give your body time, because everybody's different. For sure. Don't compare yourself to other people. If they lost it in 6 months, it took me a year. That picture was only a 25 pound difference, which isn't like a big number.
That's a lot still,
but it is a lot, you know, and it, you know, it adds up little by little. Before you know it, you're like, oh my gosh, look how far I've come.
For sure,
you know? And take pictures, because people hate taking pictures, but I'm like, you need these pictures. This is where you're like, oh my gosh, you know, the biggest difference.
I completely agree with you. Thank you so much, Stefanie, for being on the episode today. Thank you, ladies, for tuning in and watching. We do look forward to seeing you inside the studio. And by the way, happy Thanksgiving. And with that being said, ladies, God bless you all, and we'll see you on the next episode. Take care. Bye.
Thanks for joining us today. If you like this episode, subscribe to our YouTube channel or find our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or whatever your favorite place is to listen to podcasts. And if you really liked this episode, please leave a review for us on iTunes. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.